laying the law down on a judge who had misconducted himself. Rachel, let's get into the details. So I think it had to do with a judge who was sitting on a divorce case.
Mm-hmm.
And the newspaper did not go into a lot of details. They just highlighted the statement that the CJ issued that the judge in question had misconducted himself. And so he had been, I think, was it dismissed?
Yeah, that's right.
Had
Basically,
been dismissed.
If you like, impeached or removed from office.
Okay.
That comes within the ambit of Article 151 of the Constitution, which deals with removal of judicial officers.
Okay.
So he's a judicial officer because he's of the lower rank. And one says a person holding a judicial office may be removed from office by the Chief Justice on grounds only of stated misbehavior, incompetence, or inability to perform its functions arising from infirmity of body or mind, and upon a resolution supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of the Judicial Council. And Clause 2 says that for the purpose of Clause 1 of this article, the judicial officer shall be entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other expert of his choice. Now, the charges that grounded the disciplinary proceedings against the circuit court judge in question are detailed in a letter authored and sent to him by the Chief Justice. And this letter is dated the 13th of November 2023 and is addressed to Mr. Alfred Kwabena Asiedu, care of Circuit Court, Judicial, and it is headed Removal from Office. The letter says that I write with reference to the petition of abuse of power, sexual exploitation, malicious prosecution, and impropriety against you, received from one Singari Diana Sadia, dated the 16th of January 2023. In line with the disciplinary procedures of the service, you were invited to appear before the disciplinary committee of the Judicial Council, which had been mandated to investigate the allegations against you. The disciplinary committee, after investigating the above-mentioned matter, found that you misconducted yourself as a judge, as there was ample evidence that you were involved in an improper relationship with the petitioner, who had a divorce case pending before you. Now, the disciplinary committee also established the allegation of abuse of power and malicious prosecution against you, as you were found to have caused the arrest and prosecution of the petitioner without justification. The disciplinary committee consequently recommended that you should be dismissed. The report of the disciplinary committee was subsequently submitted to the Judicial Council, and at its 279th meeting held on the 25th day of October 2023, the Council adopted the report of the disciplinary committee and decided that your above stated actions constituted stated misbehavior. In accordance with Article 151, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, all members of the Judicial Council present at the said meeting resolved that you should be removed from office for stated misbehavior. You are therefore removed from office as a Circuit Court judge with immediate effect. You are directed to hand over all official properties in your possession, including your official vehicle, dockets, and record books, to the Judicial Secretary forthwith. By a copy of this letter, the Director of Human Resources requested to ensure that your name is deleted from the payroll of the service with immediate effect. And the letter is signed by Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu, who is the Chief Justice of the Republic, and is copied to the Judicial Secretary, the Supervising High Court Judge, the Director for Court Services, Director Audit, Director Estate, Director Finance, Director M&E, Monitoring and Evaluation, Director Human Resource, Regional Administrative Officer, Regional Accountant, Regional Internal Auditor, Head of PPS, and then also Registrar, Circuit Court, Judicial. Now, the facts we're told have to do with a case that appeared before the judge in question, and it was a divorce petition. And some way, somehow, as the case was going on, even as the case was going on, the judge in issue sort of developed a relationship with the one of the parties in the case. So a husband and a wife were before the judge. They were somewhat asking for a dissolution of the marriage in question. Some way, somehow, the judge got interested according to the facts, and if they are to be believed, because the matter was heard by the judicial, the disciplinary committee, and then decided upon. He developed a relationship with the lady, which relationship went into so many other things. Ultimately, the woman was arrested on the orders of the judge because something had come up between them. And the woman was supposed to have been put up for prosecution. She sent a petition to the Chief Justice, alleging misconduct on the part of the judge, grounding, the investigations that were conducted, the report submitted to the appropriate committee, and the committee deciding, in this case, that look, he should no longer be in office because what he did was wrongful by the Constitution and in law.
Okay. You were taking us through the details of statements put out by the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Gertrude Torkornoo, just detailing.
So it was not a statement. It was a letter.
It was a letter.
That was written to His Honor, the district judge, who has been removed from office.
So she wrote to the judge.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I think you got to a portion of the letter.
In a nutshell, the case was a petition brought against the judge for misconduct. And the nature of the misconduct, we're told, has to do with a couple going to court. One party is seeking to divorce the other. He was the person presiding, and the allegation happens to be that he became interested in the lady whose case he was sitting on. And then one thing led to another. Somehow, the lady got arrested on the orders of the police and was put before court for allegedly defrauding the judge.
For allegedly defrauding the judge.
That's right. It has to do with some cattle and some goats and sheep that he had said he asked the lady to buy for him so that he could do some, cattle or livestock farming and all of that. But he was not finding the cattle and the goats and the sheep. So eventually they were able to trace wherever, the animals were. But the point was that he ordered, allegedly, the arrest and prosecution of the woman. The matter is still pending in court. Right? The woman then takes out a petition to the Chief Justice asking that he be removed from office because he had misconducted himself. Now, the rules are clear. You should not have an ex parte meeting with a party or parties appearing before you as a judge.
Where ex parte meeting
means one-sided meeting.
So I bring a matter before you.
Yes.
I am party A and I and party B have an issue.
Yes.
So on the record, officially, you are the judge sitting on this matter.
I shouldn't invite you secretly for some meeting and some discussion or anything to do with, give me this in kind. No. The allegation, original allegation suggested that, alimony, what you pay.
Yes.
You know what alimony is. So if you
pay to the aggrieved party in the divorce.
Exactly, in the divorce case. We're told by the allegations that he had negotiated to be paid an amount of money out of what he ordered. So he ordered 28,000 Ghana cedis in alimony to be paid to the woman. The allegation is that he had asked for at least 8,000 or so.
I see.
Out of the 20,000 Ghana cedis. And the claim was to the effect that that payment was actually made to him. Now he disputes. He says that those are not true, and that he ordered the payment of 28,000 because the woman so deserved it. So that he denies it in his response to the allegation.
Yes.
And then he also denies that he was in an amorous relationship
with the
said petitioner, and that he instead was actually helping the lady because the lady was poor, was from a poor home, had a poor father, and he managed to get the lady a job in Kumasi as a house help. And when she went there, her conduct was so bad that she was sacked by the person who had employed her and returned to the village. And that at no point did they have an amorous relationship. And that when the lady first made the claim, subsequently he sent a text message to the lady protesting that why could you do that, and the lady responded and apologized for what had happened. So basically, it's a very difficult matter. The judicial what's the name? The judicial council, or the judicial committee, took the view that look, he had acted in excess of requirement.
Okay. After analyzing, after going through all the details,
came to the conclusion that you don't do that.
I see.
And what he did was wrong. It was unconstitutional, and therefore they removed him from office.
I see. So, so what's going to happen? Does he plan on appealing the case, especially on these other details? I mean, I don't know what happens when a judge, you have been dismissed. I don't know whether you have the right to appeal. Maybe.
Oh no, of course. I mean, when adverse findings are made against you, and then also you are inflicted with some punishment, you can always challenge the outcome. Of course, he may want to even go on judicial review of the decision if he believes that the facts grounding his removal and the decisions so made are improper and not supported by the evidence. Of course, the courts will decide whether what has happened is proper in this particular case. But it is clear from his own narration, if you look at his response to the petition, which is dated the 24th of January 2023, it would seem that he and the lady developed some relationship. Now, the specific details of what happened in their private moments are not narrated here. But he basically suggests that he was a father figure. If you look at the statement he wrote in response to the petition, he was a father figure in the life of the woman and then the husband or the former husband. And that at no point did they have a relationship. And that he did not receive any amount out of the money that had been paid, because in any case the money had been paid over a 6-month period, and therefore it could not be true that he received any payment from the lady. In fact, he actually had even made some, transfers to her and all of that. But I mean, whichever way you look at it, it is not tidy. What if you look at the totality of what is in the public domain, what we know so far, it would seem that certain things were not done right, and in order to preserve the integrity and the image of the judiciary, the people in charge decided to terminate him entirely, and that's the result.